let's talk to Jessie in Michigan. Jessie, what was your question for us tonight?
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. What can we do for you?
So this might not be on the topic you guys were talking about. I watch, I listen to the show a lot at work, and if it's not a topic you guys want to talk about, then I would, gladly get offline. I don't want to take up too much of your time.
No, I appreciate you. I understand you wanted to talk a little bit about the fear of hell. What's been on your mind?
Yeah. So I grew up in Japan, as my grandparents were missionaries, and I grew up my whole life in Japan. I've been taught the Bible. I wouldn't say we are any type of denomination or what people Christians label themselves, but I've been taught the Bible.
Okay. Yeah, just let me jump in a little bit. I don't know if you have your hand over the phone or if it's just the headset. We'll certainly work with what we have, but I'm having a little trouble understanding you. Oh, and it looks like we lost the connection. So, yeah, we're just about to wrap up the show. Jesse, we'd love to hear from you. I'd love to offer any support that we can. And I guess I'll just take a quick moment before we start wrapping up for the night to point out the fact that a lot of people who have long since walked away from religion, who have gotten it clear in their mind, a naturalistic worldview, and who no longer believe in magic or the supernatural or any of this silliness, still struggle with a fear of hell. And why wouldn't they? Hell doesn't have to be real for folks to like traumatize you with that idea. When people are especially talking to young children and expressing that even your stray thoughts can lead to eternal torment. And they give us these incredibly graphic images of people being tortured and threatened in these ways. It's pretty reasonable that idea can get lodged in your brain. It's very human of you to continue to struggle with some of that trauma. And, clearly I want to say that there is healing. Everybody's path is going to be different. There are a lot of different ways to go about it. We've certainly discussed a number of ways of engaging in healing from religious trauma on this show. I want to definitely encourage people to investigate recovering from religion, which we've talked about over and over, but that might be your best place to start. So Jesse, if you catch this clip, or really anybody else who is having those kinds of thoughts, I would just say that it's okay that you're having those feelings. It doesn't mean that there's something broken about you. It doesn't mean you're doing a bad job. But yeah, it's just human. But also, if you want to make changes, you can.
And like, I had this conversation, ironically, with a Lyft driver one time. I was on the way to an airport, and he was telling me about the Jesus. And he kept trying to give me a Bible and kept trying to, like, saying, hey, if you want to reach out, I can tell you. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, I just believe in being a good person. And if when I die, that's not good enough, I honestly don't know if I want to worship the person or the deity that's not okay with me just being a good person.
Yeah.
And it set him for a loop. He was like, no, but like, you have to accept. No,
you don't have to do anything.
Because of the rules
I also think that, I'm a student of history. I've spoken out in my activism regarding history and presentations and so forth, and I'm always studying, what the new scholarship is and stories that I thought I knew and just relearning them. And I have to say that there are enough stories in history where real people have lived real hell on earth. You don't have to, I understand that we are taught stories through indoctrination and we're taught to be scared of them. And that can be a very difficult space to get out of for neurological reasons. But rationally and historically speaking,
and present day too.
And present day, there's enough hell to go around here on earth to be scared of. So you really don't have to concern yourself with the fictional stuff, because it's really a distraction from doing better and trying to help people going through hell right now. you know, if you're spending your time worrying about something fictional, it takes your eye off of what you could do to become aware of and to help people in the here and now. And so to me, that's where the utility is.
No, I think those are both great points. I mean, Amberly, acknowledging that hell is effectively a protection racket. You know, like you need God to protect you from the thing that God's going to do to you if you don't need God.
Right.
And then Ro, just acknowledging that one of the best ways to get sort of out of your head and to get away from the fiction of all of that is to be taking care of other people, to acknowledge that there is opportunity to do good while we're alive, and to minister towards pain while we're here. So yeah, I think those are both incredibly important messages, and I hope that that Jessie and anybody else listening can take those to heart